Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're going to show what I've done to the stock so far. And now these are just pieces that have not been shaped perfect yet. They're just temporary until I get it done. Then I'll start cleaning up edges and straightening stuff up, and maybe do a 45 corner. I don't know yet. So anyway, my cat come back. You probably just seen him go up the steps. When I moved here, there was a cat up in the weeds, or up in the woods there, looking down here all the time, and he's a big old cat. Hey Jake, if I can get him to come down the steps, I'll let you see him. He's a big cat. Where, Jake? See, look how big he is, man. Huge. What you doing, Jake? He's been gone for a month. First time he disappeared for about a week and a half, something like that, and I thought for sure somebody done killed him. And yep, you gotta get in the video, don't you? And this time he left last month and hasn't been back since. He's been out catting around, what he's been doing. He's a hoe. Anyway, just pulled a big tick off of him, a huge one. Anyway, let's get to the task at hand. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and watch me put this thing together, and I'll show you with each piece as I put it on. Alright guys, to start off with, in order for this to work, this plug has to come out, this plug has to come out. And what I've done is, we're going to take it apart. This screw here screws into this one, threads into this. So pull that one out, and that one is threaded, and that's what holds the screw in. So you take that one out, and there's nothing behind there that you have to worry about. The bolt is not going to come out. There's nothing in there. This one, however, has a spring and a plunger, or a hammer. So this one, we just slide it out and just hold a little pressure to it, make sure it's not cocked, and then you slide it out, and everything else will stay in there. This one just has a through hole. This one's not threaded. So basically this is just a cover, just to hold all this in, and that's it. So what we've done is we took the bottom one out and we turned a piece of aluminum, and I would like to have had one that was 7/8, but I didn't. It's almost a 3/4 inch hole because I had to shave just enough off of it. There's just a small lip. It would have been nice if that would have been a bigger aluminum. But anyway, this will duplicate this. Alright, so on this side I had to drill 2 holes for the set screws to set down into to make it a little tighter. So that holds the next piece. But for now, we're going to take this piece and slide it in there, push a little pressure on it, slide that up in there. Then because when this was tightened up, I started off with this, doing it like that, because I wanted this to be in the lower tube instead of the higher tube, because if we had put it in the higher tube, then I wouldn't have been able to get into my scope for my eye relief. So I dropped it down. Now this had to be replaced because when you tighten this down, this still wobbled back and forth. It didn't tighten it up, so that wasn't going to work. We didn't want that. So I made another piece that mimics this, and it is threaded. So we put that piece in there, and thread it into the now we don't tighten that all the way, we just get it a little snug. Then I made this piece, and all that is just 2 3/4 inch holes that fits this tube or aluminum, and then the one for the threaded rod. And then I split this and ran a bolt through the side, a cap screw, to squeeze that together to tighten it all together, so it makes it all one piece. And this piece down here is for the threaded rod, and I had to make a special screw just for that. Basically it's a cap screw cut down to about 1/4 inch long threads with a little nipple laid on the end of it to rest down into the valley that I made on the end of this threaded rod so that it won't come out. Alright, so then we put this piece up on there, if I put it in the right hole, and we'll slide all this together. So you got to loosen that up to get that all the way up on there. It's that tight. So then we'll tighten this down. And then we'll tighten this down. Now that's tight. Alright, now we take and put our tail piece on it. This piece goes right to the edge, and then I've got, that screw fell out. And like I said, I put holes in it for the set screws to go down into. That way we know that it's straight. Alright. I don't like these set screws. Don't ever buy this set of set screws. No Allen wrench fits them right. Alright, then we made this rod out of a 3/8 threaded rod. I turned it down with a valley in it, and on this end I just turned, well, actually I took a scrap off of this that I needed to cut off of it. I threaded it 3/8 16, then I put a set screw in it, and I threaded it on there, and then I hit the set screw. Now it's going to be so I can turn it. Now I'm going to change this and make it a nicer, bigger knob with grooves around it, so it comes out to at least just past this. This is just temporary. And then I made a plastic washer. I got some plastic stock, or Delron stock, and that's to cushion it against this. So then that will go in here, like that. Then that special, well, you got a washer that goes on here first, and that's going to be changed to a plastic one also. And then we got our special screw that we, our set screw that we made, that will go on there. And then I've got it set so that I can tighten it all the way down and it still turns. Alright. Then I made another one of these for this gun, and basically it's just a grade 8 bolt with a long shank. I made this aluminum piece out of a 1/4 inch that Aaron gave me, one of them round plates that he gave me. Thank you very much, Aaron, for that, or AJ. Anyway, then I threaded it 3/8, 16. Then I drilled the holes for the screws and threaded that in there to where it was just flat against the other edge. And then I put a nut on it, 9/16 nut, and tightened it down so that it ain't going to move. And then it goes in here wherever you want it to be. But I've got it set where it's comfortable for me. So then I put a set screw on both sides. And there we have it. Now we're ready for wood. So in order to do this, you're going to have to replace these two end caps. So now we're ready for wood, and that's about what it's going to look like right there, just like that. So I've got my height set, so I don't ever have to change the height, because once you make this, you're not changing the height. So the only way you could change the height would be to drill both this hole and this hole the same as the top one. That way, if you ever wanted to move it up, you could. But I don't see that ever being a problem, because you're never going to want to move it up. If anything, you're going to want to move it down. So we've got that just the way that is right there. And the way I did that is I took the old stock and I set it there in place where it would have been, just like that, and then I moved that to where the top of this is. And that's how I ended up getting my marks where I wanted it. So I guess the next time we'll be doing the wood for this. I really want to do wormy chestnut, because I've never seen a gun with wormy chestnut as a stock. And I think that would be a cool stock to build. So there we have it. And I think it's going to work out pretty nice. I hope it's comfortable to me. I'm not used to this kind of a stock. I just wanted to build it because it looked cool. And even if I don't use it, who knows, I might sell it. I've been kicking it around about making these for sale. I don't know, don't hold me to it. The problem I'm having is the aluminum that I have You know, it was just a scrap piece off of a piece that was given to me by AJ, and I don't have that resource anymore. So, you know, for me to be able to make these and sell them, I would have to go buy the stock, and I just can't afford that. You know, I don't have that kind of money. So, you know, basically I have nothing in this. Period. The threaded rod was free, the bolts was free, the all of it. I don't have a penny in this except for my time. So that would cost too much to get all that aluminum. A big block of aluminum like that to cut my pieces out of would be expensive. So tell me what you think. And this is with the wood in place. Probably look better this way. Cereal box. That's what it'll look like. And this will slide back and forth on that through this threaded rod. Now, what we have to decide is how we're going to thread this, because there's no tap that long. Unless I buy a special tap, and I'm not going to do that. I may have to drill all this out except for however long I can get a tap down through it, and I'm just going to tap the wood. I could put an insert in it. I could also make a plate that goes through here, you know, a wide plate that goes through there, and it's threaded in the, you know, with a hole in the middle, and just drill some holes here and then straighten that out and flatten it and make a slot going all the way through it. And then when you put it on, you just slide this through there and then put your threaded rod through it. But I don't want it to be loose. So I'm thinking the same thing that I did for the bison rifle. Just thread the wood. It's never going to move. Very seldom. You're not going to be moving it back and forth all day long. You're going to put it in place, you're going to set it, and then there's going to be 2 set screws in the top that's going to tighten it down so it never moves and keeps everything from vibrating, and, you know, it will vibrate. And in fact, what I need to do is get one of them spring washers and put in this end over here. That way it keeps tension on it and keeps it tight. So, but once you get the stock on it, you're not going to hear that. So, anyway, I hope you guys like that. We're going to start on the wood next, and I've got to go out today and find the wood that I'm going to use, and go from there. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to help the channel out, you can do so with PayPal at bisonworkshop@gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching. You guys have a good day. Later.